This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the New Media Production Studio. The lead stories are Alexa's going to provide paid branded answers. YouTube is ramping up its ad load. Would you pay $70,000 to $150,000 to be a little bit taller? And is third time the charm? Artemis launch date has been announced. I want to welcome you to episode 1622 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, September 15th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You, yes, you can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider by becoming a Geek News Central Insider. Hey, I want to give a warm welcome to all the new listeners of the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking the podcast out. For those of you watching live, thanks for being here as well. Of course, we want to make sure you get over geeknewscentral.com. Check out all the great content. You can subscribe to the show via the right-hand column of the website. Sign up for the newsletter while you're there as well. That way you can stay connected with the podcast and get all the updates on what's going on. Of course, you can join our chat room. Our chat room is available at Geek News, geeknews.chat. That's a Mastodon chat server. Join us. Or, of course, on our Discord channel as well. Link was in the show notes at geeknewscentral.com. You can always contact me via email at geeknews@gmail.com or on Twitter at geeknews. Follow me on Facebook. Just search my name, Todd Cochran. All partner shows are linked at geeknewscentral.com. Definitely check them out. That concludes the new media show, the GNC Week in Review with Scott and Kirk, the Gadget Professor with Mr. Don Bain. And if you want to be part of the GNC family, give a shout out. I think we're ready to expand and add some more partner shows. Of course, this show is sponsored by the longest running continuous sponsor of our podcast. It's our good friends, our very, very good friends at GoDaddy. And GoDaddy has made it so that you, yes, you, can save a pile of money. My GoDaddy promo codes for September include a 30% off on new product purchases. $4.99.coms for those of you that are new customers or if you're transferring in a new domain. That's a one-time promo code. Or $1.99 a month economy hosting for the first year with a free domain. $1.99 a month economy hosting for the first year with a free domain. That is the absolute unequivocal best deal in hosting in the entire known universe. $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year, again with a free domain. That's the second best hosting plan in the known universe. $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year with a free domain, and I like that one a lot. Your free trial of GoDaddy Website Builder is available as well. Your choice of personal, business, or business plus plans. That's a 1 month free trial. Again, all these promo codes are available for you to use at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. Geek News Central listeners save around 94% on purchases on GoDaddy hosting accounts. These codes are all tested on a regular basis, and you using these codes support this show. Our family writers help me keep the lights on, electric bill paid, rent paid. I guess I said that twice. Insurance, the whole 9 yards. So definitely check all these codes out at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. I want to thank again GoDaddy for being a long-time sponsor of the podcast. So, what be happening? Or what is happening? First and foremost, I am trying an experiment. I have signed up for Fresh and Lean. I am going to be doing their program to see if I can get on track on eating healthier. So breakfast and lunch I'm having brought in. First shipment of food arrives tomorrow. So that's what I'll be munching on all week next week during the work week. But I'll be honest with you, I have this significant new weakness. It's a brand new Red Bull. It's the strawberry flavor. It is absolutely delicious. I've had to restrain myself physically from buying those. Those things are absolutely delicious. It's in the orange can. I think it's a summer edition only, limited run, I believe. But boy, oh boy, it is fantastic. And it's still a little different kick than a regular Red Bull. But anyway, so trying to eat healthier, but at the same time having this, you guys know my Red Bull fascination. I've had a very productive week here. It's been very, very productive. It started out a little slow, but just this whole week's been full throttle. We're doing Scrum. I've just about cleared all my tasks in Scrum, so I'll be able to start pulling some stuff up and getting ahead of the game. So yeah, very, very productive week. But Monday's show is likely to be audio only. I've got some things going on. I will be on the move Monday, but definitely will do a show Monday. Monday will likely be audio only. So that should be different. Haven't done one of those in a while. And using my Rodecaster to do the show. So, but anyway, probably Monday's show audio only. So just be aware, no live recording of the podcast. So anyway, that kind of wraps me up in what's been going on here, what's happening in the space. You guys are not paying attention. Yes, I'm saying this because no one is obviously using the Fountain app. If you're not using the Fountain app and listening to this show, either Android or iOS, you're missing out. It's a great way to support the show without even having to donate a penny. Because if you listen to the show and use the Fountain app, you'll earn Satoshis. And you'll be able to donate those back to the show. Very easy way to do this to support the podcast. So definitely think about doing that. And we got I think the last one, I don't know if it came in during the last show or not, or I've said it during the last show, but there was a live show boost, 1010 Satoshis from Mike Dell, but appreciate that from the last show. But other than that, it's been a little bit thin on the donation scene when it comes to the Satoshis and crypto. So again, give it a try. Come on, there's nothing else to hurt, and I think you'll find it a little different experience. But support the Podcasting 2.0 space. And if it's value for value you're looking for, and I'm delivering value by the content I'm bringing to you, please consider that regular that financial institution donation through PayPal or become an insider, however it may work out. All right, so first things up here is really kind of an interesting one. It made my head go, So what they're going to do is Alexa's going to provide branded answers to your pressing questions, and Amazon hopes highlighting products will lead to increased sales. But yes, people get paid, or they're going to pay Amazon so that when you ask Alexa a question that is something to do with, like, how do I get cat hair out of my rugs or something like that, it'll be a branded response from a manufacturer that's looking to sell you a product. So the plebes aren't buying enough over on Amazon. So again, they're going to pay to do this. Per the company, brands will have to first sign up to Amazon Brand Register to gain access to the seller hubs, where they can view and answer questions that customers ask their networked Alexa devices. Both questions and answers reportedly pass through the company's content moderation team before the most relevant answers are pushed live. But yes, the people have to pay for those questions to be answered. No. The companies have to pay in order to provide answers. So, yep. The value of Alexa, in my opinion, just went down. Many of you that watch this show on YouTube, or the 20 or so of you that watch this on YouTube, appears YouTube ads are ramping up with as many as 10 unskippable ads in a single break. Now, some of these are short 5 or 6 second ads, but still you may get 5 6-second ads in a row that you cannot skip. How are these any value? How are those ads worth anything? It just, to me, it makes me go, huh? Now, I do pay for YouTube. I do watch a significant amount of YouTube. Matter of fact, probably more than Netflix or Amazon Prime. And it's worth it to me to pay the $16 or $17 that I pay every month to avoid the ads. So I wonder if they're just pushing so hard here to try to get people to pay. Now, my show makes no money on YouTube because we've never hit the actual number of hours that you need to hit in order to be able to monetize. It's just, the focus has never been on YouTube here. But anyway, lots of ads on YouTube, which will be disappointing to many. Now, this next one blew me away. It's an article from Business Insider where it says software engineers from big tech firms like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta are paying at least $75,000 to get 3 inches taller via a leg lengthening surgeon sells. Yeah, he's selling. And basically, listen to this gruesome procedure. The surgeon breaks thigh bones and inserts nails that are extended every day for 3 months. This cosmetic surgeon specializes in leg lengthening procedures that can grow people by 3 to 6 inches. This sick plastic surgeon that does this says that he has engineers coming in every week to grow 3, 4, 5, or 6 inches. He says the common denominator of the client base is that they're wealthy. They vary by profession. He's treated CEOs, actors, finance employees, and a bevy of high-earning tech workers, mostly men, but some women have come to him for the procedure. He says, I joke I could open a tech company. I got like 20 software engineers doing the procedure right now who are here in Vegas. There was a girl yesterday from PayPal. I got patients from Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft. The surgeon says he didn't recommend the procedure for athletes since it could decrease their ability, and many of the patients GQ spoke to said they didn't tell people that they'd had the procedure done. So why are they doing this? Because there's studies out there that say taller men are more successful just based on height. I guess you can do this when you're young, but one guy said he stayed in his apartment for 6 weeks. He didn't leave his apartment for 6 weeks. He had food delivered to become 3 inches taller. Does this just make you go, ugh? I can't imagine someone purposely breaking my femur to make me taller, paying to have that done. And in my opinion, come on, you got what you got. Use it to the best of your ability. It's really amazing. It truly, truly, truly is. NASA has announced the third launch attempt. Yes, keyword is third attempt. So hopefully the third time's a charm. Space Age says the rocket's technical problems have been fixed. Okay. So NASA's Mega Moon rocket is now scheduled to make its third liftoff attempt on September 27th. But they do not have approval yet from the folks that are downrange that will allow this thing to self-destruct. So they have to get something from the Air Force, I guess, Space Command, in order to do this. So September 27th, we'll get another round of Artemis trying to leave the pad. Let's keep our fingers crossed that our U.S. taxpayer dollars have been spent well. Zoom has suffered a major outage that may have canceled your video meetings. Well, I couldn't even get into one. I had something, we were supposed to go live this morning for our recording of the Insider, Podcast Insider that we do for Blueberry. And I went to log in to the Zoom call where I bring Mike in via video and couldn't log in. It was basically not letting me get in there. So it took a few minutes. I finally was able to get in and get going, but I was pretty frustrated for about 10 minutes. So there was a whole bunch of stuff that went on this morning where I was just one thing after the other was kicking my butt, to be honest with you. It was an Apple thing that kicked my butt early. We have a special access within Apple for a specific project we're working on. And I was trying to give a couple of more of my engineers access to the administrative piece on that. I needed to go in and get them assigned, and it just was like flipping me the bird. I had a hard time. I finally had to mail the manager that is actually in Europe and say, hey, can't get in here. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? And luckily he responded pretty quickly, and I was able to get things going. But yeah, it was just one of those mornings, but productive, but just few issues. It's being reported that Netflix expects 40 million new viewers by 2023 with its new subscription plan. And we'll see. We'll see if they get to 40. That's the goal. And what are you watching on Netflix? Love to hear what you're watching. geeknews@gmail.com is a place to send your playlist to me so that I know what you're watching, or what you're watching on Prime or Disney Plus, or what is the thing you're into right now. I'm looking for some new stuff, and love to hear your feedback to geeknews@gmail.com as well for the regular show content. All right, it's being suggested that dinosaurs were not wiped out by an asteroid 66 million years ago. A new study has thrown doubt on the theory that dinosaurs were wiped out solely by a mountain-sized asteroid, instead pointing the finger at volcanoes. Researchers believe that huge, continent-spanning flood basalt eruptions are what caused the mass extinction. The presence of an asteroid just made things worse, they said. The study was published in the Proceedings of National Academy of Science, claims volcanic activity appeared to have been the key driver of mass extinctions. In fact, a particular kind of volcanic activity may also explain other mass extinctions in history. So are we next? So we'll see. Research found that 4 out of 5 mass extinctions happened at the same time as a type of volcanic outpouring called a flood basalt. So these eruptions flooded vast areas, even an entire continent, with lava in a mere million years, the blink of a geological eye. So we'll see. I think we can outrun that. If it takes that long, I won't be here. So over on the BBC, they're reporting a U.S. school app account was hacked to send explicit images. Parents in the United States reported receiving a notorious explicit image after hackers targeted a school app with 10 million users, including teachers, students, and faculty members. Seesaw said the link to an inappropriate image was shared and it had taken action to stop the issue. The graphic image was a highly explicit internet meme intended to shock. Somebody who works with the teachers and pupils told Seesaw via Twitter, "You have a hack in messages allowed an inappropriate picture to be shared with families and teachers across multiple districts. Please take action." In its statement, Seesaw denied that hackers had gained administrative access, but instead hacked isolated individual accounts. So some parents told U.S. media of their horror when the image appeared in group chats. So the head of one school in Milwaukee warned parents not to blame those who appeared to send the messages. While specific parents' names were attached to the messages, school statement said, "We know that these parents were not involved." Ooh. So no one posted the explicit image, so we don't have that to look at to see what it was. Uber's Posh electric car service is now available in 25 cities in North America. Customers can hail a Tesla Model 3 or Polestar 2 in more cities. Why? Why would we want to do this? I don't want... I'm fine riding in an economy vehicle. But if you live in Atlanta, Austin, Baltimore, Boston, Charlotte, Chicago, Connecticut, Dallas, Denver, Houston, Vegas, Los Angeles, Miami, New Jersey, New York City suburbs, Philly, Portland, Sacramento, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, St. Louis, Vancouver, Canada, and Washington, D.C., you can ride in an Uber Comfort. 20 to 40% more to be a snob. So feel free to be a snob and order Uber Posh. You know, I want to say plush, right? Uber Posh. You know, when I was on this last 3 weeks of Go, I rode Ubers and Lyfts exclusively for 3 weeks. And the most expensive city on that trip was Dallas. Dallas was the most expensive for Uber and Lyft, and the rides in Atlanta were the most inexpensive. Fastest was definitely Vegas. Fastest pickup was Vegas. A little bit more than what I was expecting. So that was kind of the state of Uber over 3 cities. Microsoft executives say the economic environment is arguably the most uncertain we've seen in decades. Chip makers feel the early signs of weakened consumer demand, which could last well into the next 2 quarters. Well, what it is even when I went to the grocery store the other day, I was like, nope, 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 yes, essential, yes, essential, yes, essential, nope, 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 yes. So, you know, stuff that a year and a half ago that I was getting, you know, I'd buy 2 bags of chips. Now I'm buying no chips. And, you know, a bag of candy, no candy, all those types of things. Now, right now is the time to get a deal on candy because Halloween is coming, right? So all the specials for candy is now out. So if you want to buy your next 6 months worth of candy, now's the time to do it in this little sample pieces, you know, or those little mini pieces. Instead of getting a big one, you get a little one. Now's the time to buy candy, I think. Watch the sales. I have a feeling right after Halloween is probably going to be better because I think people are going to be cutting back on the amount of Halloween candy that they utilize. How many of you are familiar with Sendbird? Sendbird adds live streaming from any app to communications platform. Sendbird, a communication startup, has been around since 2013, helping customers incorporate communication capabilities into their applications via an API. Today, the company announced that moving forward, you can also add live streaming combined with chat to your application with a couple lines of code. The new capability is called Sendbird Live. Now we want to give businesses a superpower to host live streaming plus community chat as part of your user experience. You know, I don't know how many of you are watching live streams in apps, or are you watching them on the web? How are you watching, if you're watching this show now, or how do you watch any live stream event? You watch it via your phone, or do you watch it via your desktop? Kind of curious. Ars Technica has an article about a new AI assistant can browse, search, and use web apps like a human. It's called Adepts Act 1, has learned how to automate complex UI tasks and web apps using an AI model. So like you asked the question, find me a house in Houston that works for a family of 4. My budget is $600,000. And the app will go out and search house listings in Houston and produce you a list. So that's interesting. So upon submitting the task, Act 1 automatically browses redfin.com in a web browser. Now, I don't know what Redfin is, I guess. Clicking the proper regions of the website, typing a search entry, and changing the search parameter until a matching house appears on the screen. Another demonstration shows it operating with Salesforce with prompts such as add Max Knight as adept as a new lead and log a call with James Veal. So this was something where it added it to the task. Interesting for Salesforce. So interesting. We have to keep our eye on this kind of stuff. Things that make life easier. It's not surprising that Elon Musk believes self-driving cars are the new future. I think they are too. But like me, most Americans right now are wary, a new survey shows. Most drivers feel less safe in a car with self-driving features. The majority of survey respondents also said they wouldn't pay more for a car with autonomous tech. Self-driving cars have captured headlines over the years. Of course, it's not always been positive, but 73% of survey respondents also felt less safe knowing others are on the road in vehicles with autonomous car features. 3 out of 4 Americans feel less safe driving or riding in a car that has self-driving features. Whether because of road rage, Lexus driving, or car accidents, understandable what many people worry of taking their eyes off the road and relying on a self-driving vehicle. So Ford, GM, Tesla are all betting big because I know at some point in the future, matter of fact, if the tech was there, I'd get in the car now and say, take me to work. And I would read or do whatever I could leisure-wise in that travel time. Now, my travel to the office now is only 12 minutes. But if I was going down to Columbus, I could spend 3 hours doing something productive or taking a nap if it was safe to do so. But I think we're a long, long, long way from that. I said probably 10 years, right? But how long have I been saying that before we have self-driving vehicles? Probably since Tesla's been making vehicles. There would be 10 years more. So I think we're probably still another 10 years out. So we'll see. Well, what say you? What's your guesstimate? Now, at the same time, drivers have sued Tesla for alleged false advertising of autopilot and FSD because people are paying as much as $15,000 for this additional capability. So a lawsuit filed Wednesday in California Northern District Court alleging that Tesla ADAS system causes vehicles to run red lights, miss turns, and veer into traffic, all the while costing Tesla owners thousands of dollars. Well, I know my lane centering Ford Edge does very good job lane centering when the lines are good, but it will run home to mama in a minute if the lines aren't perfect. And sometimes it just run homes to mama and tries to run off the road. And my Ford Edge will allow me to take my hand off the wheel 20 seconds before it starts beeping at me. That's the time limit it allows. And probably rightly so, because depending on where you're at and where you're driving, 20 seconds is just about enough. And the complaint alleges that Tesla and its CEO have been deceitful, advertising its ADS tech as either fully functioning or close to being solved since 2016, despite knowing full well that the capabilities of autopilot and FSD don't live up to the hype. So, California Department of Transportation also accused it to not meeting up hype. Rumble, I guess Rumble was founded in 2013 as an alternative to Google's approach to surfacing content on YouTube. After operating largely under the radar, platforms have grown popular the last few years with users on the right seeking out content that's been banned from YouTube. So they're ready for a $2 billion SPAC. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a big, big, big number. Rumble's been one of the most successful alternative social media companies to come out of former President Trump and the rights war against alleged online censorship. Similar to other alternative social media sites like Getter, Rumble has chased audience gains by securing exclusive shows hosted by celebrities and popular political pundits like Glenn Greenwald. So they hit 44 million average monthly users, a 76% jump from the second quarter of 2021. And they're going to go out, this special acquisition company, and they're going to go try to raise $2 billion. My goodness, that's a big number. Amazon is making a Blade Runner TV show. It's called Blade Runner 2099. So the series, again, it'll take place 50 years after Denis Villeneuve's very good Blade Runner 2049. Ridley Scott, the director of the first Blade Runner, will serve as executive producer. The company isn't sharing Blade Runner 2999 plot just yet. So when are we going to get this? Next year sometime? I don't know. But time will tell on that front. Opal is one of those apps. It's a digital well-being assistant. Basically tells you how much screen time you've had. It's updating its app today to help the individuals better monitor and manage their screen time usage. While most screen time apps are focused on helping parents manage their children's screen time, Opal's goal has been to help anyone, yes, even adults, especially when you get stuck in the TikTok loop, all right? This next one, how do I talk about this on the show? So there are certain robots that are being sold for certain purposes. And a study was done to figure out who will use those robots for the purposes that they are intended for. So these life-size, life-like plastic machines powered by artificial intelligence are only going to become more and more realistically. Research out of Concordia University investigates the specific personality traits that people say they are and are not willing to engage with these technologies. The study finds 2 traits, erotophilia and sexual sensation seeking, best predict openness to such technologies. So I'll leave this at that. They did a study of 500 adults via an online survey. So, yeah, very, very interesting. And there's even a YouTube video about it. So link will be up in the show notes. Over at space.com, and this site's irritating me because it did like 5 pop-ups. Every time I tried to leave the page, it was trying to get me signed up for all kinds of stuff. They must be really impacted here because I've never had that many lead gens really kind of pop up. But there's a imagery of a supernova remnant, and they teamed up to eye a supernova and took some pretty cool pictures. So it is quite a beautiful picture. I'm not going to put it up on the screen because space.com doesn't deserve to and trying to irritate me today. The FTC promised to investigate gig companies over wage fixing. Ooh, that's interesting. So wage fixing, that's a very, very strong term. The FTC voted today 3-2 to put companies on notice that they're going to protect gig workers from unfair contracts, pay, and hours. The agency would use the full portfolio of laws to enforce to prevent unfair, deceptive, anti-competitive, and unlawful practices affecting gig workers. Specifically, the FTC will go after companies that misrepresent workers' potential earnings or wrongfully use artificial intelligence to evaluate workers' productivity. The agency also plans to investigate the industry for evidence of wage fixing between companies. Wow. So we'll see how this goes. I'm sure it's a lot of the, like Grubhub and that type of stuff. They're going to be looked at very, very closely. The current administration is going to dole out $900 million for electric vehicle infrastructure. 34 states and Puerto Rico sharing pot to fund chargers along interstate highway. Why only 34 states? The administration said last month that they want to have 500,000 EV chargers deployed by 2030 in all 50 states. All 50 states have submitted plans, which the DOT hopes to approve by September 30th. In addition, being deployed every 50 miles within a mile of an off-ramp, the charge specifically in the plan must maintain certain standards. So why do they announce electric vehicles get a boost from 34 states? Because that's the ones that they've approved plans for already. Aha. So, awards will only be given open with projects open to the general public or to authorized commercial motor vehicle operators for more than one company. So we'll see if this works. Yep, $900 million for 500,000 electric vehicle chargers. We'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath. It's kind of like rural broadband. So here's a trivia question. What was the first video game? Detailing the first at-home video game and who invented it more. So I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking first video game. That would have, for me, it would have been Pong. on the TRS-80. That would have been 1980, probably 81 or 80 maybe. What date do you think it was? Well, listen to this. The American Physics Society reports that in October of 1958, physicist William Higginbotham invented what is thought to be the first video game. However, there's some conflicting reports. The earlier, more rudimentary game should claim the title. His game mimicked a tennis match and was simply called Tennis for Two. It resembles the video game Pong, which rose to popularity during the 1970s. Pong was out in the 70s? That's right. They kind of had like a console thing, right? Oh, yeah. I remember that. You turned it on and it had 2 or 3 buttons on it and a controller. Yeah, I remembered that. But I don't remember what year, but I guess 70s. That's probably about right. So, pretty interesting. 1958. Who would have known? Amazon workers in Coventry, yes, that is in the UK, are making history with a strike ballot. The GMB union said Coventry staff could be the first Amazon worker to strike in the UK. Those Amazon workers will be the first to take part in a formal strike ballot. They're being offered a 35p, so what is that, pence, an hour raise during the worst cost of living crisis in a generation. That's from a company worth more than $1 trillion. Understand that they are furious. Hey, did you hear how much the rail workers got? 14%, if they approve it, 14% immediately pay raise with 24% over the next 5 years. Think about that. Who gets those kind of pay raises? That means a 38% pay raise over 5 years. That's an amazing number to me. How are businesses going to be able to survive if they have to match those types of pay raises? Wow. Remember about that whistleblower at Twitter? Well, it was more about security instead of bots. So the whistleblower hearing was more of a win for Twitter than Elon Musk in their $44 billion court battle, some experts say. So I guess the testimony was pretty good and may not have helped Musk, but who knows? We'll see. Now, more interesting, and I find this very curious, Elon Musk is receiving weekly reports detailing how many Tesla employees are staying away from the office. Dun, dun, dun. And if you're away from the office too much, you get an email saying, why haven't you been at the office? The detailed weekly reports divide the number of staff not present in office by the amount of staff with prearranged days off to chart a daily total of office attendance. Elon has embarked on a mission to get Tesla's workers back to the office in recent months, expressing distaste for remote work. Tweeting in June, they say Tesla employee didn't want to work in the office, should be pretend to work somewhere else. Workers who do not badge into office as much as expected are issued an automated email. However, not all Tesla's workers' office attendance is measured equally. Musk directs reports do not have badge data analyzed for the internal reports. So we'll see. Tesla scaled back to return to office, made it in the city from 3 days a week to a staggered schedule of 2 office days per week because of space availability in California for one location. California Attorney General sues Amazon for blocking price competition. This lawsuit against Amazon alleging the company stifled competition caused increased price across California through anti-competitive contracting practice in violation of California unfair competition law and the Cartwright Act. So they laid out a whole bunch of stuff. And we'll see. It speaks unspecified damages for harm to the state economy and $2,500 for each violations of the state civil and professional code proved at trial. So time will tell what happens there. Adobe tumbles after deal to buy Figma for about $20 billion. Wow. So Adobe agreed to buy software design startup Figma. in a bid to expand its suite of creative tools by professionals. We use Figma. I'm in Figma almost on a daily basis. The deal announced by Adobe, which is a mix of half cash and half stock, confirmed earlier Bloomberg report that would mark the biggest ever takeover of a private software company, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. It's also Adobe's biggest acquisition, and the market found the deal expensive, sending shares to the steepest single-day decline since 2010. Figma is a powerful application. So we'll see. We use it. Well, Amazon, again, is paring back its warehouse footprint. The retail giant is closed or canceled 44 facilities and delayed the opening of 25 sites as of this week. And the map shows the majority of the big hits are on the eastern seaboard, a lot in California, and then a whole bunch spread throughout the rest of the United States. At least 2 of these are close to me, relatively close. And but anyway, 4 in Florida, 4 in Texas, 7 or 8 in California, probably a dozen on the East Coast, and then spread all over throughout the United States. So they've throttled back. And why? Because people are not spending as much money. That's why. Here's another one. Tom's Guide. 3 pop-ups on the page. Google Photos just got a bunch of upgraded features. Here's what's new. Do they have a list? It's not easy. They didn't summarize this. That was dumb. Bad article, Tom's Guide. You didn't give me a bullet list. So it's making it easier to share moments with what is claimed to be the biggest update. New collage editor. New it starts rolling out today. According to Google, this means you start seeing more videos pop up in the app, specifically the best snippets from your longer videos, which will automatically be selected and trimmed down. They'll offer a more dynamic feel with subtle zoom that adds some movement, and along music is supposed to make the newly created memories more immersive. So get your Google Photos. Walmart is rolling out a new AR feature to let you try on new clothes. You have to take a full body picture, and then it puts the clothes on top of you. So it's interesting that they're doing that. So you get a look at what it looks like. And the retailer already let customers see clothing on a variety of models and will now show lifelike images of apparel on a specialized selfie. So I know you do not have to stand naked in front of the camera in order to get this to work. But it makes you wonder a little bit. But you do have to show off your arms and your midriff. Well, not your midriff, your legs. And anyway, it's going to give you an idea of what those clothes look like on you. Only in Japan. Google revived a bizarre marketing ploy by releasing 4 different varieties of potato chips in Japan to advertise its new Pixel phone. So in Japan, you can get Google original chips. What's the flavors? Snow cheese, hazel onion, that sounds good, salty lemon, and obsidian pepper. This is very, very weird. Why would they do this? The box will be given to 2,000 customers who enter a lottery for them. The flavors are supposed to correspond to the different colors of the Pixel 7 that will be available to customers. So chips get you to buy phones. That's an interesting tactic. Paramount could be shuttering the Showtime app. You may be able to see Showtime only via the Paramount Plus, says a report. So be able to get it bundled, I guess. $8. Showtime have anything worth watching? Finally, today is an interesting one. And they make it, well, it's not the last one. Elon Musk tweets popcorn emoji as Twitter whistleblower testifies before lawmakers. Well, all right. But the last one is a kicker here. And I don't fully understand this. Ethereum activates the merge as it shifts to proof of stake. Apparently, no longer will computer GPUs be used to mine Ethereum. I don't know how it's going to be mined now, but apparently it's going to be a reduction of 99% of erythium mining by this switchover. If someone wants to explain to me what they did and how they're mining now, I would be curious if someone can explain it. The merge upgrade was to activate the agreed-upon total terminal difficulty on Ethereum's proof-of-work chain at 6:44 a.m. UTC today. TTD is a combined measure of how difficult it is to produce a block for transactions and how this has fared over time. And we're finalized. Happy merge all. This is a big moment in Ethereum's ecosystem. Everyone who helped make the merge happen should be very proud, said Ethereum co-founder. And I don't get it. I know this is a two-step thing to make this more carbon friendly. I would love someone to explain this. How do you now mine Ethereum? That's the question of the day. All right. This is going to bring me to the end of the show. Let me go over here and look. And I don't think you guys love me anymore. You don't talk to me anymore. Numbers are up. Numbers of you listening to the show are dramatically up. And yet you're all silent. You're not commenting about the podcast. Yes, no fresh comments in, no boost. So I get it. Thank you. We have had a few new people join as insiders. I do appreciate when you come in. A couple of people came in at the $4 a month level. That's fantastic. $2, $5, $10, $15, $20, or $25 are the amount you want as a one-time donation is great. Again, you can do it via geeknewscentral.com/insider to become an insider. Your comments can come back to me, geeknews@gmail.com, geeknews@gmail.com. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. I'll be back with you Monday. Again, it's going to be audio only, I believe. And because I'm going to be mobile that day. I got some meetings. And then be back here, well, just, it's normal show week next week, minus video. So everyone, thanks for being here. Everyone, take care. We'll see you next time. Thank you for listening and or watching, wherever you may be watching. Watching on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Thanks for kicking in. Make sure you say hello. It's been my pleasure to bring you a show. Everyone, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.